Hi, my name is Leif Longva from the UIT library. I will tell you about Open Polar. Open Polar is a new service. It was launched 1st of September this year, 2021. If you are looking for research results or research data from the polar regions, where should you go? You may be interested in many aspects and issues regarding the polar. No matter what subject or theme you are interested in, here you will find research documents and data of relevance to the polar areas. Polar-related records will not drown in thousands of hits on non-polar stuff. So if you do a search, say, for petroleum, all hits will have to do with petroleum and one or both of the polar regions. Many polar sources are unavailable. Some may be behind paywalls, but some are unavailable even if they are not behind paywalls. A survey revealed that as much as 60% of valuable research is unfindable through search tools and findable only if you know where to look. So there are two sides to the problem. One, are you able to find what you need in the internet jungle? And two, how to find what the common search tools cannot find. While OpenPolar will help you with both of these challenges, we have gained access to the mountains of records. And then we have identified and sorted out all records with polar relevance. And I will explain how in a minute. OpenPolar builds on what was developed in the service called High North Research Documents. The progress up to the summer of 2020 shows the development of the High North Research Documents. Then the Open Polar project started, adding some important sources and also developing further the keyword algorithm that we use to identify more records relevant to the polar. As you can see, the work paid off in terms of searchable records in the service. This is now fast approaching 2 million records. So how does it work? We are making use of the vast flora of open access repositories. And a big thanks to the service base at Bielefeld University for letting us make use of their database. This holds records from more than 4,600 open repositories worldwide. In addition, we have gained access to the records from important and polar-relevant sources that are not covered by BASE. These may be sources that are open access, but not harvestable through the Open Access OAI PMH protocol. Or they may be behind a login, but they are not behind a paywall. Then we limit the open polar content by running a filtration algorithm, applying more than 11,000 keywords to leave us with records that are purely of polar thematic relevance. Next, we do a couple of metadata enriching operations. Geographic information may be found in the title or the abstract field or in a keyword field. We then match such geographic names with information from the source geonames.org. In the GeoNames database, we find geographic coordinates for a huge number of geographic names. And then we use Crossref to look for literature referring to the records and add such reference to the metadata. All this now makes our Open Polar database very rich in terms of records and their metadata. And this enables us users to find records of relevance through precise searches in the user interface. And this is how the user interface looks like. Now, if I'd like to do a search for oil, I instantly get a list of suggestions on more precise terms like krill oil or oil spill or oil pollution and others. Whichever keyword I choose to search for, I know that every record that is retrieved in the search is somehow of relevance to one or both of the polar regions. Here I choose to search for oil exploitation, and I find 1144 records. I may expand the search by adding similar keywords like oil exploration, or I may narrow the search by publication year or a selection of other criteria. One nice feature is the option to search by map. You simply draw a box on the map to retrieve records. You may enter keywords in the search box, and then, if you like, you may narrow the search further. Notice, the map view will only be able to retrieve records that do include geographic coordinates. OpenPolar is a unique search tool for everyone interested in research of relevance to the polar regions. At present, it holds metadata from more than 1.8 million records and growing fast, all of them of polar relevance, and all of them open access. And the service includes polar-related records irrespective of where in the world the author lives. So, please try it out.